Morning, everybody. It's the 23rd of September. We're Signal Centre Talking Ball. I'm Joe Neighbour, joined by Steve O'Hare and Ian Coleman. Morning, guys.
Morning, all.
Good morning.
Everybody all right?
All good in the hood.
All good.
Good.
Oh, he's got his Signal Centre t-shirt on.
Yeah.
On brand. Love it.
Yeah, I'm going out for a walk this morning, so I just thought I'd
bit of free advertising.
Share it with the rest of Witten.
Yeah, bit of free advertising.
Yeah. Well, I know I am charging you for this.
Oh, okay. You're putting in a bill for that.
Invoice. Yeah.
Not 15 quid, is it?
It's actually, yeah.
What did you all make of Boris yesterday?
I was expecting a little bit more at the later thing. 12. Obviously, he came out with all this stuff at 12:30, didn't he? Of what's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, it's just all a bit fluffy, but it is what it is. I sort of think we're in for a sort of like a good 6 months, or maybe he said 6 months, and then in a few months' time, just prior to Christmas, he'll say, "All right, you can all have Christmas off," and then we go back into lockdown after Christmas. I imagine that's the sort of thing that probably will play out. Although I don't know that Israel have been very strict on their lockdown. They've had their equivalent to Christmas festive period that they were not allowed to see any family. So some countries are taking it extremely seriously, obviously, and for good reason.
Yeah, of course. All a little bit mixed, isn't it? The messaging, which is obviously perplexing some. You can't have any. Well, you can still, but no more than 6 with your family around. But you can go to the pub and see them. I mean, I guess it's sort of striking a fine balance of trying to get people out and about, spending money and keep the economy going. But it feels a little bit odd that you can't. If you've got 3 kids, you can't have grandparents around because there's more than 6 of you, but you can all go to the pub.
Yeah, I think someone said the other day that 7
you can go to the pub if there's more than 6.
Well, you can have 2 tables in a pub, can't you? And just
no, that's not allowed.
Yeah,
but you have to now. Now you have to walk to your table with your mask. You're only allowed to take your mask off as you sit down.
Yeah, the whole pub experience is not what it was, is it?
No, it's going to get, when the weather turns crap tomorrow, I don't think anybody's going to bother going again, are they?
No, maybe not.
I can't remember who said it the other day. It might have even been on here, but someone said 7 children can't go and pet rabbits in a zoo, but 30 men can go and shoot them. It was like, oh, okay, is that the way it is? You can go sort of in hunting part, but obviously that number's probably come down now. I don't know, but it was a bit of a weird position to be in.
Yes, a little bit. Anyway, European stock futures are higher this morning, gaining back some of what they've lost over the last couple of sessions. There was a decent rally in US stocks, particularly in tech, into the close yesterday. A little bit of follow through on that this morning.
Yeah, a little bit overnight. We had Nikkei sort of sprinting upwards. Also, but Hong Kong, the Hang Seng for me is still the weak link in the moment in indices, although it is sort of like the bearish momentum is slowing. Could get a little bit of a turn in that. Are you sharing any charts, Joe?
I'm just about to. Just got the Nasdaq up here. This is the daily chart. I mean, as you can see, we've seen a reasonable sort of pullback, nowhere near the 38.2%, which is sort of a minimum kind of correction that I would ideally look for. But is that a bit of a flag forming before another go higher? Decent hammer candle posted on the 21st, followed up by a move higher yesterday.
Yeah,
I mean,
sorry.
Yeah, go on. Okay.
I was just saying, Mona picked a nice formation this morning, ascending triangle on the DAX, which is on a 1 hour chart, but it's broken that quite nicely.
Well, that's the daily chart on the European indices. They look a little bit different. So this is what I've got drawn on the DAX. So a bit of a break of a wedge. Obviously, that very powerful reversal there yesterday. So from a technical standpoint, I'd be looking to sell into a rally on the retest of that wedge.
You got a Marabuzo there as well, haven't you? Probably.
Yeah, quite possibly. I mean, I'd probably be looking for something like that, 13,055. to get short with a stop above the highs. And if you look at FTSE, a little bit different. That was sort of more of a descending wedge, but it's still very much in that formation. Bounced from the just in front of that previous swing low. CAC, a little bit of a arguably a break, but then we're back in it today. So it is fairly mixed. In all honesty, what have you got on the FX stuff?
Not a lot, really. The dollar index has just hit our bespoke resistance, which is at 94.15, and we're just seeing a little bit of a correction lower from there. That fibs, absolutely crap. So I am wondering whether or not we're going to. This is obviously the breakout level of that head and shoulders formation. I'm wondering if we're going to get a little retest of this breakout level this morning. Again, it's mirror image basically with euro dollar, so it's broken this neckline to the downside. I'm wondering if we're just going to get a little bit of a retest. Sterling, it still looks like it's on its arse, really. Where's which one? This one. So it broke that expanding wedge formation, but I'm really conscious about this level here, and I'm still going on about that euro sterling trade that was outrageous yesterday. So I still think that we're going to see euro losses once it retests that wedge breakout. That neckline, and then potentially sterling buying when it hits that 261.8%, which should mean that euro sterling starts moving to the downside. Where was the chart that I had yesterday? So here, I've still got a really nice resistance zone up here. I mean, again, sometimes when it hits 61.8% and it doesn't get a full pullback, sometimes it comes up and touches 78.6. So this is this sort of range that I'm quite interested in, really. Euro yen, it's just consolidating around that 161.8% extension level from that first wave. Quite an impulsive move to the downside, so I think you'll just see a day of consolidation and maybe a little bit of upward movement as those stock indices correct higher, and then sellers returning probably around about here, 123.70. So that's what I'm looking at in FX.
Okay, Steve, have you got anything on the charts you're looking at? Indices, metals?
Yeah, well, just indices, and then I'll dive into metals. Obviously, as I said, we had this. We were looking at this yesterday, last night, as one of our trade ideas. It triggered really nicely. Just really had this level at 23,000. Obviously, it's a big round number, very psychological. And once we broke up through the resistance, it sort of like has been one way. So that's heading nicely towards our target on a 3-to-1 risk reward. The Hang Seng for me is still under pressure, as I keep saying. China as well is sort of like remains under pressure, a little bit of a symmetrical triangle forming on the daily, or we're in the middle of it. And I was going to pop to NASDAQ, obviously mentioned yesterday, had this, for me, was the one to really watch on the upside because it had this nice bullish hammer and obviously the great follow through. So there's a morning star formation that has been formed, so expect more to the upside. I think the next level is around 11,600 in that as the next targeted resistance level. S&Ps, a little bit of inside harami yesterday, so still a little bit not sure about that one. FTSE still feels like it's in this bearish channel. You know, I think that's a little bit to do with maybe the Brexit still going on, and you know, UK economy under pressure. I don't know where the dollar is. Where is it? 93.13. Don't know.
Sterling's
94.13.
Oh, there you go. So that's why FTSE is up a little bit. It's got a little bit of dollar strength in it. On the commodity side of things, we saw the gold try and hold on, fight back bravely, but it didn't manage to. And we've seen silver break down to this 12th of August low. And if we look at it on a daily chart,
it's pretty ugly.
We can get some. Yeah, I mean, really, the real key level is 22.21. I expect there to be some support there, but you know, I wouldn't. It's like anything nowadays. You sort of like, if we're having a indice sell-off at the same time as we're testing that level, I wouldn't be keen to. I wouldn't be brave enough to step in front of it. So yeah, this dollar strength and indice sell-off will sort of impact gold and silver over the coming days. Crude oil still a little bit under pressure.
In the last hour or so, it looks like it could be perking up a little bit.
Or oil.
Yeah, on the intradays.
Yeah, still for me looks a little bit. Yeah, I suppose
it's all about the dollar today, and if Ian's suggestion that it could have a bit of a pullback, which
to 93.13.
yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing else really for me.
Okay, I think that covers it nicely. Okay, gun to the head.
Yeah, go on.
Look.
Yeah, I think I got stopped out.
Yeah, although I was looking at that thinking, oh, Steve's had a great trade here, but I think you were very tight again on the stop losses. It was
yeah,
it was going nicely higher when I checked, but
I was showing off, wasn't I?
Too tight. Okay, Ian, you had Euro Sterling. Got off to a fantastic start, but come 9 o'clock, it was 2 ticks offside, unfortunately. So it was 0.06R loss. As Steve said, he was stopped on US dollar, Turkish lira, but we did have a winner on Canadian dollar, Swiss franc of 1.76R. So overall, as a team, we made some money and yeah, on a reasonable run at the minute. So I'd like to see us back up at those highs in time for our first birthday of doing Talking Ball, which I think is on the 10th of October. So a big target for us to try and achieve.
How many more R do we need to get up there?
So what were we at there? Oh. So that was 2,400 quid we were at there. So I don't know. I'd have to work
Should have
it out.
asked it. I'm going to say I should have asked that off screen, shouldn't I?
Yeah, put me right on it there, under pressure. Cheers,
yeah,
mate.
he's no good with numbers.
Not my game. Right. Who's got a trade for today then?
Me.
Go on, Ed.
Oh,
I'm just going to go straight with the Nasdaq. We've got this potential inverse head and shoulders forming on the 4-hour chart, or whatever chart you look at, intraday chart, it'll be there. I'm going to get long here by 11,173. The stop I'm going to have 11,090, which will be a break of the candle, the hourly candle, the 4-hour candle just before this one. And there's my alarm going off. And that gives me a, what would I take that to? No, I didn't enter there, did I? I just entered here. Yeah, I'll target a move up to here, 11,550. 4.29 R. So stop at 11,090, getting in at 11,077, targeting 11,550.
Boom. Yeah.
Excellent.
I was going to go for the DAX, but it's run away in the last sort of 10 minutes. So this was what I was talking about from Mona's call this morning. This is a big wedge formation, so I don't think we might get a retest of this breakout level, which is around about 12914. If you sort of break it down into an hourly chart, it's a triangle breakout, measure move targets here. So if I was to get in now, the R is crap. So I'm not going to do that one, but I just wanted to talk about it first. So I'm going to go for a retest here instead. This is the dollar index. So a retest of that breakout level. And again, I don't think the R is going to be particularly great, but if I keep it above that 1-hour candle, it might not be too bad. 2R. Getting short 94.08, targeting 93.80, stop 94.22. And to say it really quickly before it moved.
On a similar vein, I'm going to look at Euro US dollar. So this is the daily chart, and as we've discussed, we think there's a top that's taken place, or it's certainly taken shape here. That little formation there, breakdown below the neckline there, and again, I'm going to look for a retest of that as Ian's doing on the inverse of the dollar index. The intraday charts seem to have found some support. We've got some hammer-ish sort of candles forming around here. If we can get a break of this short-term trend, then I think we could head up in the short term around about 118.25, which would be my target. I'm going to buy it now at 116.93 with a stop below this morning's lows at 116.69. So 5.5R on that one if that comes
Crazy,
in.
madman.
Looking for a nice little humdinger.
Excellent.
But we'll see. So 3 trades there. So we are going long euro US dollar, short of the dollar index and long of the Nasdaq. In terms of news, I think we covered a lot of it today. There was companies like Goldman Sachs that were talking about bringing back people to the offices, but after Boris Johnson's speech yesterday, they're going to be urged to stay at home, so they put that on ice for now. There was some changes from the Scottish government yesterday. They banned visitors to other people's homes, so that's possibly something that we can all look forward to in England in the coming weeks. Anything else that's flagged up for you guys?
No, just loads of PMI figures this morning.
Yes, there is.
Barrage of.
So we've got French, German, and Eurozone PMIs, which are out between 8:15 and 9 a.m. So I'm guessing we've had the bulk of those out already. We've then got UK manufacturing PMIs due out at 9:30. US manufacturing services and PMI at 2:45, and then to top it off, we have the US crude oil inventories at 3:30. So a fair amount to keep us interested today.
Excellent.
Cool. Anything else?
No, all good in the hood.
Lovely. Let's wrap it up then. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll catch you all tomorrow.
Yeah, enjoy.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.